I dropped my aero bottle, which had basically all of my nutrition in. So, and I dropped it literally within the first 2K of the bike, and I was like, yeah. So I think that's a big thing, especially going back into Ironman. Will be having like plan A and also trying to have plan B as well. Because yeah, fueling, especially in an Ironman, is literally everything. I generally start the bike with 2 liters of water in a middle distance. So I have in the Canyon Speedmax as a hydration bladder, which goes into the frame, which is 750. I have a 750 that sits in my rear bottle cage, which actually makes the bike more aero as well. And then I'll have a 500 aero bottle in the frame. So I start off, and that generally for a half distance, my aero bottle will have all of my fueling, and then in the top tube I'll also have my caffeine gels in, so then I can keep a mental note of the caffeine that I've been taking in. But like I said before, like I dropped my aero bottle in Kona, which was pretty much all of my nutrition. So yeah, going forward, I think in the rear bottle I'll have most of my hydration as well, sort of like a double up of carbs, and then take water from aid stations and fill up the bladder. I'm quite lucky that my salt sweat rate is really low. So like I never get salty bibs, or but I know some people that are like massively, they're losing 1,500 milligrams of salt every liter. So if you think like, it's only going to be a few hours before you're completely depleted and cramping. But yeah, I'm quite lucky like that, but still I always start off the day preloading with electrolyte, and then yeah, generally I'll sort of like fuel. I try and keep it neutral, try and fuel about 500 milligrams per liter of electrolyte. And it's good to mix it up. Like the chews offer, it's a nice thing to look forward to on a ride because they're so tasty, like little Turkish delights. They're just lovely. And I actually heard a hack the other day from Raf, and he said, take the chews, put them in icing sugar, and then put them in your top tube bag, and they won't stick together. Oh, that was genius. So like for me in the Canyon, I have like a little open bento box that comes out of the top tube. And so just have those. That's a great idea, I think, to have them in icing sugar. That's a really cool thing. And like, yeah, again, because it's 15 grams of carbs per chew, like mentally, it's just so easy to add up what you need. And to mix that with the gels, like I really, really get along with the gels. I really like the taste of them and the carb mix as well, but it's just sort of like a nice welcome break from just gels all the time. In the short, I have the 90-gram gel squeezed into my air bottle, and then also I'll have the 30-gram gel with caffeine in it squeezed into my air bottle. For a sprint distance, like you don't get through it all, but I know that it's there. And so I mix that in with water. Like the pH gels just work so well because they mix in with water and create like a solution really easily. So that's what I mix into my air bottle and mix that up. And I really like the gels. They sit really well on my stomach. And also then I can really regulate the amount of carbs that I'm getting. Like I know, like, okay, if I use the 90-gram gels, for example, I know exactly what's in my bottles for exactly what hour. And then I can sort of like mix that in with the gels that I'm taking. And in my brain, I can work it out. But yeah, a lot of the times in training, I use the drink mix as well, especially the drink mix with the sodium in it, because then I can just sort of work that out. I have 90 grams of the drink mix in my bottle, and I weigh that out. So I know that in that bottle, I should be getting through that in an hour, and just sort of like keeping mental note of that. And that's a big thing that I've been working on this year is fueling and training as well. Like, yeah, I think I still, a lot of the time, took that old school approach of like, well, it'll be fine, get through a few hours, it'll be fine. But yeah, even like this morning, for example, like I was just in a bit of a rush to get to the pool by 6. And so I left my bottle, and it's like, I just did an hour and a half really hard swim with no carbs, and that sort of like depletes, that sort of takes the reserve. So I've been trying to see my whole day now as if it was one session. So if I've got a 5 or a 6 or a 7 hour day, you know, if I was to do like the other day I did a 7 hour training day. So if I was to do a 7 hour race, how I'd be thinking about fueling that. And so it's not like I've got an hour and a half session now in the pool, I don't need carbs, but then you're thinking about the next 5 hours that you've got on the bike or whatever. So yeah, I've been working on that a lot recently.